So these are our bullet points, our topics for today. And if you can't hear me, I'm not quite sure. It might be an issue on your end because I am getting a lot of feedback from coworkers and people outside of the organization that they're able to hear. So again, I apologize for those of you, you can't hear me, apologize. So anyway, we're going to go into all of our different tools. At the end of this session, I'll show you where to get some resources to find additional free webinars from Learnit, additional e-learning options, and then we'll go into a quick little eval at the end so we can make sure that next time we have even better webinars available for you. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize my presentation here, and I'm going to move into my Skype for Business. I opened up Skype for Business, and here it is on my screen right now. I'm actually teaching from a training computer, so LT16 is my training computer name. And from the training computer, I have a number of other training computers that you see here, a few coworkers. So I have a few coworkers like Courtney, and I'll show you how to add people. But this is my Skype for Business. Now, for those of you that used Link, Microsoft has partnered with Skype for Business, and they have basically, found a way to get the best out of both. So Skype for Business provides instant messaging, audio, video, desktop sharing, and more in one application. So Microsoft has integrated Skype for Business into the Microsoft Office suite, and Microsoft really has created a seamless experience for collaborating and online meetings. Skype for Business reaches beyond just our desktop. It actually is available on your mobile devices, and it gives you the ability to, the flexibility to connect with anyone, anywhere. So I'm a huge fan of Skype. I've been using Skype for years and years. It's a great way to connect with friends overseas, to stay in contact when you're traveling, and to have video conferencing calls. I've also been a huge fan of using Microsoft Link within the business world. So much easier just to send a quick little message over Link, now Skype, to one of my coworkers to start a conversation or ask a quick question, rather than going through the process of creating an email or picking up the phone. So again, that ability to connect instantly is just a huge value within the business world, and Skype for Business gives us these tools. So this is, again, one of our free webinars. We'll be doing these more, and we offer these classes privately and publicly as well. So I'm going to go into just kind of a general overview of the Skype interface. At the top, we have our availability. This would have your picture if you added an image here. Again, I'm working from a training computer. And you can set your location. So if you work from home or multiple offices, here's some quick ways to do that. So I could say, all right, now my location is San Francisco, California. So that's where I'm working today at the Learnit offices. You also have your status indicators. These are synced with your Outlook. So that is a nice way to make sure that if you are busy with a meeting, you get that busy signal. So that'll happen automatically. If you don't connect with Link, or if you're logged off, it'll give you that be right back or off work. You can also set these manually. One nice kind of culture shift that I'm seeing a lot with my clients is that people are relying on these a little bit more. That way you're not, work productivity doesn't slow down because you're constantly getting bombarded with these instant messages. You can set your status, and really people are usually really respectful of that. So again, it's a matter of showing people, hey, this is an option. Set these status updates. Now, we have some top sections along here. Our contacts, our conversations that we currently have going, which you see I don't have any if I click on here. These are past conversations all throughout the day. And then I have any meetings that I have scheduled for the day. So again, this is a training computer, not actually a computer that I use, but here are basically my different tabs across the top that let me move to the different sections of my Skype for Business. Now, to the right of these, this guy right here, that little gear, those options, this is really the part that everyone has a hard time finding when working in Skype for Business. It gives us all of our different options, including to log off or exit, to sign out, to close. So Skype will run automatically unless you just sign out. So in most organizations, it launches when you turn your computer on. We also have our Meet Now options, our tools. So again, going into your audio or video settings, your options, which are always valuable. And then we've got our help, so feedback and quick tips for Skype for Business. So I always encourage anyone, whenever you first open up a new application, or if you've even been using it for a little while and you've done some training, use this webinar as an opportunity to start exploring what you currently use, even if you're still using Link or Office Communicator. So again, exploring the options, looking through the help menu, this is again a nice way. Now, if I go down to this bottom option, show menu bar, I now get more options available to me. So that menu bar added different extra choices for me. So if I show that menu bar, I now have File, Meet Now, Tools, and Help at the top. So by default, they hide those, just keeping a more clean interface. But if you do like to have your file and how to shut down and go into your options available at all times, you can do that by telling it to show that menu bar across the top. Now, I have many different options, again, to work with Skype for Business. And now, as I mentioned earlier, Skype for Business is instant message, it's audio, it's video, it's desktop sharing, and more. So it really does quite a bit of things. Some companies use programs like WebEx or GoToMeeting, and this really encompassed it all. So I have, again, all of our options here at the bottom, and I wanted to just kind of go through the interface real quick before we dive into actually using Skype. So a couple things I think is really valuable is to create favorites and groups of people that you communicate with regularly, making it easy to share your screen or start an instant message, because those people, your boss, your colleagues, your friend that you always have lunch with at the office, are right there on top of the list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click into this search bar here, and I'm going to search for one of my colleagues. If I search for one of my colleagues here, like Luke, I search for Luke, and here's my coworker, Luke Beal. I have a few different options here. I can just click on it, and it'll start a chat with Luke, or I can right-click using my mouse, and I can add this to my favorites list. Or I can create a group. I can create, like here already, I have an admin group, I have other contacts, and I have project managers. So this is a great way to avoid having to search for your coworker every time you want to begin an instant message or a video conference. So I'm going to go ahead, Luke is one of my favorites, so I'm going to go ahead and add to my favorites. And now here I see Luke Beal, who is available. I can see by that little green chat, that little green icon, that he's available. If I go up to Courtney, my other favorite coworker, I see that she's got that red in a meeting status updater. And notice as I hover over their faces through the favorite lists, I get all my different options for beginning an instant message, a phone call, a video conference, or to see this information, this person's contact information. So if I click on Luke's contact information, I can see he's free until after 6. That means he's got a busy day. His internal email address, where he is right now. So I've got all sorts of information available to me. So this is a great way, especially for those of you that work within large organizations, to learn a little bit more about your coworkers, to get extra information, or more importantly, to start up a chat. So if I go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and start a chat with Luke. We'll just do a regular instant message. And I'm just going to say, hi, Luke. And hopefully he's there and available to chat with me. If I say, hi, Luke, and he responds, there he goes. As he's typing, I get that little message in the bottom left right here, showing me that he's typing. Great. So just a little quick chat. Now, once I have this chat going with Luke, I can include other people. So oftentimes you start talking about something with a coworker and you realize that the coworker is not the final word. Maybe you need to involve your boss. Maybe you need to get another one of your colleagues involved. I'm going to go ahead and add someone else to this chat. All right. So what I did is I went to the top right corner and there's this option to invite more people. So I'm going to invite another coworker, Garrett. Here's Garrett's online. And so now I have Garrett and Luke. So I just letting those guys know that I invited Garrett to our chat. And here we can have a conversation, through instant messaging about, what our plans are for lunch or that big project or budget that we're working on. Whatever way you use instant messaging, or even if you rely more heavily on email, this gives us the ability to quickly get in contact with not just one coworker, but many. There they are. Wonderful. So now I have a conversation going with 3 participants, myself included. I see at the top Luke and Garrett. And I've decided that, it's really important for me to share information with them. So I can share my screen or I can send a file. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. From this bottom icon right here, I have this more options. And I have all sorts of different options to change the font or in the meeting. So here we've got our more options. I can also share my desktop. And under this share my desktop, I have more additional options here. I've got options to call, and I've got options to create a video chat. Now, I know both of them don't have cameras on their computers right now, so I'm going to avoid that. But what I will do is send them an attachment. So maybe I can say, take a look. And take a look at this document, give me your feedback. So from that present option, one of the options here is add an attachment. And here I can navigate to, my blog, or I have some info on a conference that I went to last month. So now it's attaching that file. Everyone's attaching it. It's giving that information to them. And I can say, okay, let's go ahead and open it. And it's going to open it on my computer, or I can go in and I can set that, hey, these guys are presenters, or I want to save it and rename it. So again, I'm creating this little attachment area within our conversation. And again, this is just a quick way to share information with colleagues through a group chat. So using that add attachment, present a PowerPoint presentation, or I can even just share my entire desktop. So maybe I don't want to give them that attachment. Maybe I want to just keep it on my desktop. I can present my desktop. And now they're going to actually see what's on my desktop as soon as I hit present. So here we go. I'm going to say, everyone's going to see it. I'm going to say, okay. And what will happen whenever I'm presenting is you'll notice I have these controls around the edge of my screen. And it shows that I'm presenting, and I can say, what do you think? Here's our PowerPoint presentation, or here's a document that I opened up from our computer. So all sorts of different information I can quickly show. Here's that file in my Word document. So again, it just makes it so easy to share information with colleagues. The really nice thing, I actually use this all the time, call IT and say, hey, something's not working. And they'll say, open up a Skype for Business chat. And that way I can give controls. And my IT department can take control of my screen. And they can adjust the settings. They can re-download a file. All those things that I maybe don't have permissions or I don't know how to do, all without leaving their office. So I don't know if you know any IT guys that hate leaving their seat. I know that's sometimes a hard way to get someone over to your desk to fix something. This is a great way to save not only you time, but to save other people within the organization time. So again, Skype for Business. I'm going to let these guys go. Stop presenting my screen. Tell them to have a good lunch. All right. So again, this was just setting up a regular instant message where I was able to share files and I was able to share my desktop just quickly with my coworkers, and I could add additional people really quickly. And again, this just is a nice way to save time. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that attachment and tell these guys, we'll give them a little emoji thumbs up. So again, this was just using the instant message portion of Skype. Okay, so again, what is Skype for Business? Well, first off, it's instant messaging, right? Now, when most of us think of Skype, we think of the video portion of Skype. So I'm going to go ahead and start a video chat with my colleague Courtney, who I know has a camera on her computer. So I'm going to just double click on her name. I've already added her to my favorites. And from this chat icon right here, I'm going to use the video call. All right, so I'm going to click that icon. It gives me a little warning, the ability to start my video. Oh, here I am, everyone. I can start my video. And here's Courtney. It's calling Courtney, seeing if she's available. And hopefully she answers soon. And this way, rather than having to have meetings over all typing, we can have a conversation where audio is enabled. And not only that, we can see each other's face. Hi, Courtney. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. This is my lovely colleague, Courtney, and she volunteered to help me with this. So again, you can see just how easy it is. Hi, Courtney. Can you say hi?
I sure can. Hi, everybody.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I know you have other meetings to get to today, but I just wanted to show everyone your lovely face. And thank you again for joining me.
No problem. Enjoy the class.
Thanks. So I'm going to end that call now. But as you can see, it was that easy to start up a conversation, a video chat with Courtney, all through Skype for Business. So whether we want an instant message or an audio or video call, whether we want to share our desktop, Skype for Business does all of this. So it encompasses all of these things. So again, I find this tool to be extremely useful, extremely intuitive as well. So what I'd like to do now is go into our 3 easy ways to meet. All right, so we have 3 different ways we can meet, and we've already seen a couple of them, but I just want to go through the process of using Skype for Business through Outlook. I don't know about you guys, most of us are using Outlook to create our meetings, are using Outlook to stay in contact with colleagues. And Skype for Business isn't trying to keep you from using Outlook. It's helping you use Outlook even easier. So I'm going to open up my Outlook account. Again, this is an Outlook training account. And here I have meetings, or I have my calendar. Again, this isn't my real calendar, so it's kind of empty. But what I'd like to point out is from the calendar portion of Outlook. So down at the bottom left here, I'm going to the calendar view. And here from the calendar view of Outlook, along the home tab of the ribbon, I have my new Skype meeting. So this is built into Office 2013 and will be available as well in Office 2016 and all of the new versions of Outlook as they come out. So when I choose this option, new Skype meeting, it's saying it's going to create a new Skype meeting. And what that means when I click this is it's actually going to include all of the links to join this meeting in Skype. So this is a great shortcut, especially if you work with people that aren't super tech savvy or they don't usually open up Skype, or setting up a meeting with multiple people. Maybe no one's shown them how. By creating a meeting, scheduling a meeting within Outlook, when you send out this meeting request, everyone will have this information included. There's even a link for help that'll actually kind of give people some information on what this is. So I can include someone, I can include my coworker, John Roby, and I can put in my subject, webinar, and I can set our time or what have you, and I'll set it for 12:30, and we'll just say hi on Skype. So here is my webinar. It was that easy to create a new meeting, just one button, and it added all of that linking information for a Skype for Business call. Right now, that's my little alarm because this version of Outlook has an alarm set up to go off about 10 minutes before. It says, hey, just so you know, you have a webinar coming up. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and snooze that, and I'm going to navigate back to Skype to show you some different ways to meet. So we created a meeting using Skype for Business in Outlook 2013. So that's what we just did. And from Outlook 2013, from Skype for Business and Outlook 2013, I have my top links enabled here. Now remember, from the very beginning, I went and turned on my menu bar by putting a little check mark at the very bottom of those options. So one of those options is Meet Now. And if I click Meet Now, it actually opens up a conversation. Now, I haven't specified if this is going to be an audio call or a video or what number to call me at, but here I have the options to use Skype for Business, and that's including audio and video, to put in another number to call me at, maybe my cell phone if I'm not here and I haven't downloaded Skype for Business on my phone, or I can say, hey, I just want to send out a meeting. I don't want anyone to join the audio. Now I'm going to leave it at the top, the default. I'm going to say okay. And here I'm ready to start my meeting. So it looks like I'm the only one on the call. And what I can do now is I can start inviting other people. So I can invite someone else. I don't know. We'll see if Luke is available. Luke, not spelled his name wrong. There he is. We'll see if Luke's available. Now I don't think Luke has video options, but here I have a conversation started. Luke's joining. Now, once we're all on here, I can say, this is just going to be an audio call, or this is just an instant message. If I turn on my camera, I'm starting to pick up all the background noise in Luke's office because he has a microphone, but he doesn't have a camera. So unfortunately, that's not gonna work too well. But again, you can see just how easy it is to create a Skype for Business meeting within Outlook or within Skype for Business Meet Now. So using that Meet Now option. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Sorry, Luke, you took too long. But again, I can keep adding more people. I have all my options. I have my share my screen, so present my desktop, my mute my call, or my instant message. So I'll go ahead and close out of this now. Again, showing my Meet Now option from within Skype for Business. So we've seen 3 different ways to meet within Skype for Business. Again, that's utilizing Outlook 2013's new Skype meeting. Now, some of you, this is again a new update. So for those of you that had an older version, a first release of Outlook 2013, your IT department might not have run these updates. So again, I would ask them about that. But we do, in the newer versions of Outlook 2013, we have this new Skype meeting option right from the home tab of the computer. We then have the ability to start a conversation, a meeting, just like I did with Courtney, using a video call or an instant message. And then we can also use the Meet Now button to actually start a new blank meeting and then add people as we go. So again, this is a great ways to connect and collaborate with your coworkers without leaving your desk or your house. Who needs to even go into the office anymore if we can all use Skype for Business? So I don't think that's necessarily true, but it does make it really convenient when you need to meet with a group of people from different locations. It's quick, it's easy, and it's nice to have those 3 different ways to meet, whether through Outlook, through instant message, or using the Meet Now feature from within Skype for Business. Now, collaboration and sharing is an important part of working within any organization. Being able to share information, being able to share documents is what helps us get work accomplished. So the last portion of this session, the sharing and collaborating portion, I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to share not only videos, but files. So if I wanted to send Courtney a file, I have this little icon here, this choose file to send icon, and I can click on it. And I did this quickly before, but I just wanted to show you, I put it into our chat. I didn't actually just send it to one person. So here I just sent Courtney a file where she can now download this file, make changes to it, send it back to me. So collaborating is a lot easier when you're able to share information quickly. We also have additional information. We have this notes option. So manage notes, we've got attachments. Under the more, again, I'll go back to that. So under the present option, we have more. And under more, there's this great little tool called whiteboarding. Whiteboarding will actually, there it goes. Just took a second. So whiteboarding, when you go into whiteboarding mode, it gives us basically a white blank space where we have all these different options. So I can put a little check mark next to something. I can squiggle with my pen. Courtney's good. I can have her collaborate. I can have her write on the whiteboard if necessary. So again, there's lots of different ways to collaborate. Yay, thanks, Courtney. So she just wrote hi. I just did that smiley face, the check. So it's a great way, again, for collaborating with ideas when you're working with a large group. And again, if we wanted to invite more people, if I wanted to include Luke or Garrett into our whiteboarding, I could do that as well. We also have additional fonts and colors, different pens, different thicknesses, weights to our pens, colored pencils or highlighters, erasers. If I want to go through and erase some of this stuff, I can do that as well. Oh, there's my webinar with John Roby. So again, this is just a great way to collaborate. I can insert pictures. I don't know if I have any good pictures on this computer. So put a logo in here. So I'll put the Learnit logo in. So really lots of great ways to share information with your team through collaboration. So again, we've got the Learnit logo, we've got our check marks. Whatever it is, we have these options. Now, at the very bottom of the white screen, we also have the option to send this to OneNote. Now, I know a lot of people are not familiar with OneNote, but I always encourage everyone to open it up and play around with it. If you think it's something that would be useful to you, Learnit has great classes on OneNote, and I find it an extremely useful tool. For those of you that have ever used Evernote or any other note-taking application, OneNote comes by default with the newer versions of Microsoft Office. So many of you have it on your computer and maybe never even opened it before. So I encourage you to open it up. It's a great note-taking application that you can use on your phones, on your tablets, and on your desktops. And whiteboarding sessions like we have here in Skype can be sent directly to OneNote. So I could click this button, it would launch OneNote and send this file to OneNote. So I had all this information saved. So again, whiteboarding isn't for every day, but there are those situations where it comes in really handy. Now, I also I'm going to go ahead and stop presenting. I'm going to hide this stage so it brings me back just to my regular chat with Courtney. And then I wanted to go into more of the options, which is this more right here. The more, I got one more since the last time I was here. The more option has a poll, and this is really great. I can create a poll and I can send this out to my colleagues, like, where do you want to eat for lunch, or where would you like to have our summer barbecue? So the poll is really quick. It's not super robust. It's not a full-on survey, but it allows you to create a question. So what's your favorite color? And I could go in and type blue, green, blue again. I was just going by those squares. But again, I create a quick little poll, and then once it's created, I can share this with other people. I can share it with Courtney, and it's going to launch this. And here it gives everyone the option. You'll see as people respond. So as people respond, if I say blue, it gives 100% of the blue. So there's a live response. So I've found this in my real world using Skype for Business extremely valuable at the end of a meeting. So we're having a meeting within Skype for Business. I want to just run through it and ask a few questions. I can have these made up, and then I can track everyone's answers. So again, we've got some actions like saving the results, clearing results, editing the choices. But again, everything built in right here into Skype, making sharing and collaborating really, really easy. So I'm a huge fan of this. As I said at the beginning, I loved Skype, and Skype for Business really kind of puts all of those collaborating and sharing tools together in one convenient space. So again, I'm really excited to be sharing this information with you. Now, that kind of wraps up the end of our official conversations. I see that some people are using the chat, and I apologize. I'm the only one manning the fort here, so I haven't been able to read through your questions, but I will make sure to look at those and answer all of those.